Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys 15 things you need to know about the Vapid Winky before you end up buying it in Grand Theft Auto Online. So the Winky is one of the vehicles that you can currently use in the Cayo Perico heist, but is not available to actually purchase and own when you return back to Los Santos. So these are some things that you will probably want to know before you end up spending some money on it. So it's available on the Warstock Cash and Carry site for $1,100,000 or a trade price of $825,000. And the in-game description is the 1945 Winky is the ideal addition to anyone's collection of war memorabilia. Just picture it in your man cave, next to your curated section of bayonets and unexploded grenades. Of course, it's still functional, but you're not actually going to charge into combat with it, are you? So, again, another funny description there from Rockstar. And the Winky is one of the more interesting vehicles that they've added into the game. And the first thing I wanted to do was bring it into the Los Santos custom shop to really see what sort of customization it had. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with the amount. 21 unique options of customization, and under each option there are a ton of specific things that you can do. Like just even beginning with bodywork, you can choose to remove the stock kit. You could add a recon or a supply kit if you want, which adds additional antennas and bags, and it also adds items to the back and side of the car, so immediately you're already getting a ton of customization. After that, it is bull bar options, and each one is going to be slightly different. Some will be adding extra lighting to the vehicle, and this is something we'll even talk about once we get outside of the Los Santos custom shop, but all that extra lighting is actually usable, so keep that in mind as you're customizing, that if you see something with extra light features, it will actually add it to the car. You've also got a ton of bumper options as well, adding this like red starred license plate on the passenger side and ropes to the front bumper. There's a lot of things you could do here, and you can change up a couple things with the back bumper as well. The exhaust options after that are pretty standard. You can go from street to chrome, titanium, and trail, so nothing crazy there. You also have some fender options too, where you can go from blackout to adding ammo bags or supply boxes. So there's a lot of things you can do to really customize this vehicle, that's for sure. And then, of course, you can change some of the grille options as well. Some of them pretty simple, some of them a bit more robust. I ended up going with the Rhino grille here. I thought that one looked pretty cool for the look that I was going for. After that, it is headlight covers as well, which, again, is kind of a simple change, but the fact that Rockstar still gave you like 6 or 7 options just to cover up the headlights, that's really cool. The customization on this car is amazing. Now, after that, it is hood options. Again, same thing here. You got about 5 or 6 different options where you could add a spare tire to the front, an off-road kit, power bulge, hood, a lot of different things that you can ultimately do here. And then that brings us to the liveries. And at first, I thought we were only going to have those standard gun running liveries, but it turns out there's actually a lot more. So the Winky does actually get its own set of unique liveries, which is really cool. And it actually starts with this first one right here, which is Terrain Contour. It kind of looks like a map has been overlaid on to the actual vehicle itself. You can see like the greens and browns and the lines that look like a topography map, which is kind of cool. So that's the first one. That's Terrain Contour. Naval Contour is very similar. You've got those same like almost topography-ish lines. And then you've got sort of this like bluish beige brown color instead of the greens in there. So both of those look really awesome as far as our first 2 liveries go. Following after that, it is Desert Camo, which really does give you like a sort of brown, gold, blackish camouflage look like you are in the desert, like we're in Sandy Shores right now, which will help us blend in a little bit better. So that one, again, is sort of a standard military vehicle camo, or livery, I should say. And the rest of the liveries, they all look like camos you unlock from like your favorite Call of Duty game. I don't know what Rockstar was going for here, but the next one is 3D Digital, which is like this literally blue and white digital design all over the car. There isn't a lot of variety with the livery, and really the only other thing I can say is that your color is just going to be the thing you see underneath. So that's 3D Digital. 3D Geometric, very, very similar. Instead of the blues, you're really changing it out for a red color. That's really the only difference right there in a slightly different pattern. The next one might be my favorite. It's Gold Guns. It's sort of the same as Terrain Contour, but it has these golden gun outlines all over the car, which makes it look really cool. You've got like assault rifles and pistols, snipers and shotguns. It's kind of awesome. So I think Rockstar did a really good job with the Gold Guns livery. And then after that, it is Patriot, where you've got the red, white, and blue of the Patriot logo, mostly on the driver's side of the car, which does give it an interesting look. And you can see the stripes of the flag that sort of go along the door and the side of the vehicle. So that is a really cool one as well. After that, it is a very military-esque one. It is Star. You've got like the Fort Zancudo star right there. And you've got some like random text like EU6 and 237D, TF1 written on the car. And the final one is Star Camo, which is the same thing. You just get like sort of this faded camo pattern underneath. So this vehicle actually does get its own unique liveries, which is pretty cool. I was definitely assuming the only ones we were going to get were the gun running ones. So that's actually pretty exciting news right there. And then after that, a couple of other things you can do. The respray, all you have is a primary color, which doesn't do anything all that special. The only thing it does is change the outside of the car, which you will see underneath the livery right there. And then after that, you have one roof option. It is Roof Searchlight. I found that one to be kind of strange, so I didn't put that one on. You've only got 3 suspension options, stock, lowered, and street, so less than a normal vehicle. And then after that, the only thing that you can do is actually change the color of the stock rims. Now, you actually have to do this via the iFruit app, but if you change the color of the stock rims, not only will they change the 4 wheels that are on the car, but any of the spare tires that you apply will also now be changed to that same color. So keep that in mind right there, that is pretty cool. Again, you would have to do that with the iFruit app. That's not something you can do inside of the Los Santos custom shop, which is a little bit unfortunate, but again, at least you can change the color of the stock rims if you really like them, but you want them to be a different color like black or blue or green or whatever the case is. Now, by default, this vehicle has no doors, so the only thing you can open is the trunk. That's literally the only thing, if you're bringing this to like a military car show or whatnot, is you can literally open up the hood where the engine is. That's it. And I also told you guys earlier that any extra lights that you apply to this vehicle will actually work. They are not just for show. So Rockstar actually did a really, really good job with this and the customization, making sure that everything they applied was actually usable and works. So that's something I really do enjoy. So that really is everything you need to know about the Vapid Winky right there. Now, this vehicle is incredibly slow. It does not perform well at all. And needless to say, you guys aren't going to be probably using this to go from point A to point B, or certainly not in races, if you're even allowed to use them in races. But if you are getting this car because you're a big military enthusiast, or you just like all the new vehicles, or you are a big fan of bringing new cars to vehicle shows, well, this has a ton of customization for a price that's not all that bad. And it will really allow you to customize it in pretty much any way, shape, and form you want. Not any 2 Winkies are going to look the same. That just sounded incredibly weird to say, but I'm still going to keep it in this video. But anyways, that right there is pretty much everything you need to know about this car before you end up buying it and before you end up spending over $1 million. And by the time it's said and done, probably close to around $1.3, $1.4 million when you get done customizing it. So it's not cheap, even though the vehicle doesn't have a roof or doors or anything. It's not cheap. It's over $1 million. So you're going to want to know all the ins and outs and the details before you end up buying it. So like I said, let me know what your thoughts are in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.